Hello everyone. Right now this is the 2025 Porsche Cayenne Coupe E-Hybrid all-wheel drive. Get your quad beam LED headlights with your LED turn signals on the bottom. You get your front parking sensors with your front camera right there, and also you get your sensor for your pre-collision system. You could see it says Porsche on the headlight. You can see you get your E-Hybrid badge. You also get a camera on the mirror with your LED turn signal locators. And you get your blind spot monitoring system right there. You get keyless entry on all 4 door handles. Get your charging port right here. In the back you get your LED tail lights, your dual exhaust tips down below. You can see you get your rear parking sensors and your tow hitch down there. You also get a rear backup camera. Porsche and Cayenne badges. Gas cap takes premium gasoline. Here's what the key fob look like. You can see you get your typical Porsche key fob with your lock, unlock, press and hold for the trunk, and then on the back you have press and hold for panic. And this one has a really nice key. You could see it's almost shaped as a car, so it's a really nice touch that Porsche does that with their key fobs. You could see when I unlock the vehicle, the mirrors will unfold, and then when I lock the vehicle, the mirrors will fold in. Get keyless entry, so all you have to do is make sure that you have the key fob with you. Right now the vehicle's unlocked, but if you want to lock the vehicle, just place your thumb right here. 2 beeps and that locks the vehicle, and you could see your mirrors will fold in. Then when you want to unlock the vehicle, just have your hand on the handle and it will unlock the vehicle. You also have self-closed doors on this one. Do it one more time. Same goes for this door. And as you can see, when I open the door and close the door, typical in Porsche fashion, you get very, very solid doors. And also when you touch the door, it feels very solid. This one has a white exterior with your beige leather, perfect leather interior. could see you get your Cayenne door sills with your Porsche floor mats. Get a driver power seat with 4-way power lumbar. You also get your thigh support. And also you get your Porsche logo embedded on the headrest for both sides. You could see when you have the key fob with you, and then when you close the door, the car will automatically turn on by itself. It wouldn't actually start the car, but it will turn on the ignition for you. But in order to start this vehicle completely, you would have to have the key fob with you, and then have your foot on the brake. And then typical in Porsche fashion, you have the button right here to start the vehicle on the left side. And just like that, it starts up. And right now, so the E-Hybrid is a electric / hybrid vehicle. So you could see typical in electric or hybrid fashion, when you start up the vehicle, you wouldn't hear the engine start unless you are driving the vehicle in hybrid mode. And when you're driving in hybrid mode, the engine will automatically come on, typical in hybrid fashion. On the door panel, it's all leather padded with your leather stitched. Get your carbon fiber aluminum look trim right here. You also get your Pinot black trim with your door handle. Get your lock unlock. Your 3-person memory for the driver's seat is right there. Then down here is leather soft touch, more leather right here, and even leather on your armrest with your leather stitched there. Then you get your window controls. All 4 windows is automatic. You get your mirror controls, window lock, and then this is where you can open and close the trunk. And also this is where you can push this to release your fuel cap. And also another nice thing I want to mention about not the front windows, but the rear windows. When you could see the window is lift up right now, but also if you lift this window control up one more time, watch what it does. You could see you have a hidden power rear sunshade, where when you roll up the window, it'll roll up the sunshade for you. Then when you want to roll the shade down, all you have to do is just press on that, and just like that, it rolls down. Same goes for the other side. Just roll up the window control, and just like that. Really nice hidden feature. And then even down here, the soft touch, you get some storage. And this one's equipped with the Bose sound system, which sounds excellent. You get your hood release down there. And then along the dashboard, everything is soft touch materials. Fits together really great, and it's all covered in leather with your leather stitch right there. And then on the left side, you get an air vent. Down here, you get your headlight controls. You could press to go between automatic light control. You also have your low beam headlight, and you could press this button again, and you could go to parking lights. And also one more time, and once you press the light control, it'll give you the off setting. And also you get your rear fog lights right there. And then on the steering wheel, you get your cruise control, your turn signal controls is right there. And also down here is your power tilt and telescoping steering wheel this one has. And you get paddle shifters behind the steering wheel for your 8-speed automatic transmission. And you get your wiper control stock. On the steering wheel, you get your radio controls, Bluetooth controls, and then when you press on this button right here, or actually this is your seek button, and then you get your voice commands. And then if you press this one, you could see when you press that, it takes you right there. And then you could use this scrolly wheel to view your G-force meter, your current tire pressure, your status of your battery, and almost like a boost gauge. And then you get your miles per hour gauge, which is your speedometer, and all of that. And then if you press this again, it takes you to the middle, and you could switch how you would like the background to be. You can view your map background. You could also make it full screen, and you could there's like a night vision view of this, and you also got that, which is like a mountain off-road background. And also you could do it like this, where you can view your tire pressure. This is really customizable, so you could customize it how much you want it. You could also you can view your battery voltage, your speedometer, tachometer, your engine oil pressure, and all of that. And then you get your engine gauge right there. And then if you press this again, you could go to the right gauge, and you could also customize it from there. And then down here is your drive mode selector. You can choose between off-road, and then you could choose to go to e-power. Then you get your hybrid, and then you get your sport, and you get your sport plus. And as you can see, when I put the car into sport and sport plus, and especially off-road, the engine will automatically come on. So that's pretty nice. And then when you have on e-power, the engine will go off. And then you get your you get this button right here. When you press it, it'll give you a sport response, which is basically your boost mode, and you have 20 seconds to have your Porsche on boost to drive it. And then you get your heads-up display up there, and then down here, up here you get your 2 air vents with your Porsche analog lock. And then down here is your infotainment system, which is a touchscreen. You could see this is the home screen, but on the home screen, you could view your navigation, your media, your phone, vehicle, climate, settings, devices, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, notifications, and Amazon Alexa. And then you could swipe right to go to these categories. And then you have your search right there, which you can You can search what you're looking for. You get your navigation right there, which is a really nice graphics 3D navigation screen. And then you could do like that to zoom out, and then you could do like this to zoom in. And it's a really responsive touchscreen and really nice graphics. Then you got your search to search your destination. You could also press on there to center, or to give you the direction of the map that you would like to see. And then you get your categories, this one's equipped with the 3D map, your satellite map, and your E-range. And also when you're on the navigation system, these categories will not disappear. So if you want to, like, instead of going to home page and looking to see what you are trying to look for, like say if you were going to go to exit out of the navigation system and go to phone, you could actually not do that, and you could press on phone right here, and you can see it takes you right to the phone page for your Bluetooth. And even like if you're on the navigation system and you want to go to your car settings, all you have to do is just press on the Porsche logo right here, and you can see it takes you right to the Porsche car settings. Get your media. You could see you have this scrolly wheel right here for your volume, and this one's equipped with AM, FM radio. You also get XM radio, and you get Bluetooth audio, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and it's all wireless. Get your phone where you can connect your phone from here. You also get your vehicle, which is your vehicle settings. You could view your drive mode. You could also view your chassis. And if you go to your drive mode, you could choose if you want off-road, e-power, hybrid, sport plus. You could do it that way, or you could use the scrolly wheel that I mentioned earlier. Then you get your chassis, where you can set the suspension to be normal, sport, or sport plus. And then you get your assistance right here, which is your adaptive cruise control. You also get a limiter, hill control, and you could turn that off for your driver's assistance. Then you get your speed limits turn on and turn off, where the car will automatically read the speed limit, and it will display right there, as you can see. And then you get your additional functions. You get your speed warning, your warn and brake assist, your lane keeping assist. You also get your lane departure warning, your lane change assist, and also get your traffic light information, your distance warning, emergency stop function, proactive occupant protection, brake recommendations, and you get your night vision assist. And I'll go ahead and, if you can just pause and look at the definitions for these categories. You pretty much get the point. If you go to trip right there, you can see your trip information. You can see the current time, your date, your outside temperature, and your range for your gas. So this is the personal trip, and then if you scroll down, you could see the trip since that time, and then you could see how how many minutes you were driving, and then you could see the distance of miles that you were driving, your average fuel consumption, and your average speed. And then if you scroll down again, you could see your trips since refueling the vehicle. You could see the drive time was 12 hours, your distance, you get your average consumption for your miles per gallon, your average speed, then you get your total trip, where you can view the total trip of drive time you did, the total trip of distance, your average consumption, and your average speed. And then you get your E-trip, where you can view, this is your gasoline, and you can also view your electric information, as you can see. Then you get your comfort on the right side, where you can adjust your ambient lighting. You could also adjust the settings of your driver's seat and your passenger seat. Then you have your settings for your comfort entry for the driver, and also you could adjust the passenger seat by going on there, and then it'll tell you right there you can now adjust the position of the passenger seat with the buttons on the driver's seat. So I'll go ahead and show you this. So right now I want to push the forward and back for the seat, and watch what the passenger seat does. You can see no one is playing with the buttons. I am actually adjusting it from the driver's side, so it's a really nice touch. You can also recline it, and you get your thigh support, and also you could adjust the lumbar of the seat from the driver. So it's really nice. And then you could see when you are finished, you could press stop, and then when I press stop and try to do this again, the passenger seat will stop moving, and I can just move myself, which is the driver's side. If you go to ambient lighting, you could see you can turn on and turn off the lights. You could also choose the color that you want, and it's really nice that you could do as many colors as you want. You get your overall brightness. You could also adjust the brightness for your doors, which will be in this area right there. Then you get your cup holders, which will be in the center stack of the cup holders. And then you get your footwell lighting, which will be in the front footwells over there. And that's pretty much it for ambient lighting. Then you get your driver's seat, where you could adjust the ventilation for your cooled seats. You could see it's a 3-stage. Then you get your heating balance right there. And then that goes the same thing for the passenger side. And then after vehicle, you get your climate. You could see the climate control is currently turned off, but if you want to turn it on, just push this switch up, and you can see it turns on the air conditioning, and it will show on the infotainment system. So right now I'm on the ventilation setting. This is for your driver, and this is for your passenger side, where you can choose the different zones that you want the air coming from for the driver, and you could choose between soft or strong for the air. And then this is where you can turn off the air conditioning, and then you get your eco. That goes the same thing for the passenger side. And also you get this button right here, which will vent the vents out from the dashboard. And then you get your pre-climate, where you can manage the departure of what time you would like the air conditioning to start by itself. Then get your temperature for your air conditioning, and then get your sleep climate control. This is basically your pre-climate settings, where you can set whichever settings are available. And then you could also turn on the air conditioning for the rear passengers. You can see you could adjust the temperature, your different zones, get your fan speed, then get your auto, your off for your rear passengers. And it's a dual zone automatic climate control for the rear passengers. Go ahead and turn that off, and turn this off for now. And let's go ahead to move on to the next step. Your charging right here. You can see, you could view your overview of the battery, and it will tell you that the charging system is not connected, where you don't have the charger connected to the vehicle. But when you connect the charger to the vehicle, it will show you a progress of what's going on. Then get your departure right here, where you can set your schedule for charging the vehicle, and then get your pre-climate schedule for the vehicle. Then you get your settings right here. You can see, you can view your connect extension, get your display settings, your voice control, audio, navigation, notification center, phones and connection, profiles, privacy, and Porsche Connect. Then you get your vehicle settings, your assistance systems, your sport, chrono, your system, and your setup assistant. Get your devices right here, where you can pair your Bluetooth device. You also get your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, notifications, Amazon Alexa. Then you get your sport chrono, where when you go to that, you could see, you could record your 0 to 60 laps and all of that. And then you get your parking for your sensors. You could press that, and it'll show you your surroundings. And also you could press on that, and it'll show you a 360 view, and it'll show you the corners on what's going around the vehicle. And then you get your app center. Your calendar is right there. Your sound for your Bose. You could turn on and turn off your surround and your linear. Then you get your sound settings, where you can adjust the bass and treble and all of that. And then you get your home link settings, where you could set up a door opener from there. And you could view the information about that. You also get your breakdown call, just in case you were in a accident. You could press that, and then it will activate the SOS for that. Then you get your legal notice, your updates, instructions on how to use everything in the car, and then get your smart service. And then up there, you could see you could go to profiles and add a new profile and all of that. And that's pretty much it for the Porsche infotainment system. And then right there is the transmission. Put it in drive, have your foot on the brake, push down for drive. You could see it'll show drive right there. Then we want to put in neutral, just push this a little bit up. That puts in neutral. Then we want to put in reverse, just push this all the way up. That puts a reverse. And then you could see you get your 360 degree view camera with your guidance lines, and it'll automatically adjust as you turn the wheel. And then when you put the vehicle in reverse, your side mirrors will tilt down. Then when you want to put in park, just press this P button right here. And then also another thing is you could go to drive and then push this down again. Or actually, you put in drive and then you could activate manual mode by these paddle shifters behind the steering wheel. Down here you get 2 air vents with your hazards and your traction control off. And then inside of here, get a wireless phone charger with your 2 USB Type-C inputs. Your piano black trim falls through with your grab handles, which are covered in leather, and get more leather right here. And then down here is your climate controls. Get your auto for the driver, your sync, front defrost, your climate menu, which I showed earlier. Get your rear defrost, your air recirculation controls, and then you get your 3-stage heated seats for both passenger and driver side. You could see they are 3-stage. And then you get your dual zone automatic climate control. You could push on this switch here to turn on the air conditioning, and you could see get your independent fan speed. Your independent temperature is right there for your driver and passenger side. And then you could push this switch up to go to max AC. And then you got all of that right there. Then we want to turn it off, just press on that. And then just like that, it turns off the air conditioning. And then down here you get some storage. And then you get 2 cup holders with your 12-volt power outlet. You get a really nice soft padded armrest, which is leather stitched. If you open this up, inside of the center console, you just get some storage, and you get a little light right there. Get your grab handles. You also get your manual seatbelt adjustment with your airbag on top. On top of here, your vanity mirrors, which are illuminated. And this will go to the side. And then you get your auto dimming rear mirror with garage home link. And then up here you get your light controls, your power shade for your roof, and then you get your SOS control. And you can see these are touch for your LED lights. You can just touch to turn them on and off. You could also touch there to turn them on, and also you could press this. It'll turn on the rear lights, as you can see. And then you get your shade, where you can press that it'll send the shade all the way back. And this one doesn't have a sunroof. It's just like similar to Tesla. You just get a roof that it's all glass, but at least you get this power sunshade that you could send forward and back. Go ahead and get out of this one. Turn on the headlights, the hazards, and also pop out the hood in this one. And I'll go ahead and release the fuel cap for you guys to see. If you push on this one, you could see this is where you can place your charger to charge the vehicle, and you get your schedule charge control, and then you get your control to turn on and turn off the charging. Get your Cayenne door sills in the rear seat also. And also you still get the Porsche embedded on the rear headrest also. And also you could use this lever. If you push this up, you could fold your seat down, and then you could manually put it back up. And then if you want it completely straight, all you have to do is just pull on this lever and then push it with 2 hands. And as you can see, it returns in place for you when you do it manually. And then the rear materials follow through with your soft touch materials, your leather stitched, and also you get this hidden piece where you can roll up this window switch. And that's what I was talking about earlier, where you can roll up and roll down the sunshade. But materials follow through if you're with your leather materials, leather stitched. Get your PO black trim with your carbon fiber aluminum trim, soft touch with your really nice ambient lighting, and then it's all leather padded right there. And then soft touch material right here also with your Bose sound system. And then you get back seat pockets on each side. And then inside of here, get a center armrest with 2 cup holders. And then down here in the center for the rear passengers, you get your rear air vents with your climate control system. You could see you could turn on your auto air conditioning for the rear, your different zones. You also get heated seats with your temperature and fan speed switches for both sides. And then off of that, then you get a 12-volt power outlet down there with 2 USB Type-C inputs and some storage. Get hooks, more hooks right here with a air vent on the sides. And also a really nice safety feature is when you're in the back seat, you could actually lock and unlock the doors from from the back seat. So it's really nice. Inside the trunk, just go ahead and release it from here. Inside of here, you could see when you have the E-Hybrid Porsche Cayenne, you get this like almost like a suitcase where you could open it. And once you open it, you get all of your accessories for your hybrid, for your electric. You get your charger, all of that in there. Then you get some storage right here. If I open this up, get that right there. Inside of all of this, you get your battery right here with some tools. And then you get your Bose hoover right there. You could press this button, it'll close the trunk, and then you could press this button, it'll close the trunk and lock the vehicle. Your gas cap, which takes gasoline, and you can see the fuel cap says Porsche on it, so really nice touch. Everything falls through on this side. Get 3-person memory for the passenger seat, lock unlock, your door handle. Get your Cayenne door sills, and also you get the same controls as the driver's side. Get a passenger power seat with their power forward and back, your recline, your 4-way power lumbar, and your thigh support. Now, in the newer Porsche Cayennes, you get this nice screen that, like, you could have the one screen for the driver's side, and then you could have one screen for the passenger side. So this is like almost the same as this one, but the difference is that screen is more bigger, and then this is a smaller screen. But you get the same options right here. As you can see, you could view your navigation, all of that. Really nice touch. And under the hood of this Cayenne, you could see you get your 3-liter V6 engine with 463 total combined horsepower. And the top speed for this Porsche Cayenne Coupe E-Hybrid is 158 miles an hour. And you could see right now it's running on E power right now, which is your electric. You could see really quiet. You can see you get your oil cap. You also get that right there. And then you get your windshield wiper fluid right there. More of your components follow through. And just like that, it's very solid. And also you get 22-inch wheels on this one. With your Porsche brake calipers. And this one's equipped with 6 pistons of the brakes. Go ahead, turn off the hazards, put the lights back in auto mode, and then turn off the vehicle right here. And as you can see, when I turn off the vehicle, the last memory position of the seat will move back, and then the steering wheel will move up to the last memory position that you would have it set to. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.